Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. Thank you so much for joining me today on this Wednesday evening. I really do appreciate it. And hello Melanie, Deborah, Marcia, Debbie. Olivia will be here, Debbie, so you can thank her. Hopefully if you can hang out a little bit. I hope you're feeling okay. Trying to skip my commercials so I can see. So a lot of people watch the YouTube from the back portal part of YouTube. But I like to watch it live because I want to make sure I see exactly what you guys see. So that's why I skip commercials and make sure I'm there and I can see everything. So it takes me just a minute to skip the commercials and all that good stuff. So hello, hi Carol, Tashana, Jeanette, Carrie, Patricia, how are you? Oh, Patricia, I'm glad it's your first live, yay. So I come on Wednesdays and Sundays at 5:30, so I'd love to have you again, but welcome. Hi Barb, hi Linda. So a couple of quick announcements. So bingo, if you guys just saw my last bingo, I do still have two packages. Okay, let me double think about this. Yes, 2 packages left. My Daisy class that's coming up, the kits went out. I'm recording tomorrow, and my PDF is 95% done. So that should be out to you guys by Friday. Class, I think, is next week. I don't know. When I put a class time, let me look real quick here. I think it's the 29th, yes. So for the Daisy class, it's the 29th. I do still have kits available for that, so if anybody is interested, here is a sneak peek right here. So we'll have 4 projects and some really fun cards. You get a lot of product in your kits, but I do still have a few of those. The 29th, again, is just a date that is on there. I need to put some lotion on, sorry. It is a date that's on there just to give you, like me, really a deadline to get my kits out to you, get the video done, the PDF if there is one, that kind of thing. So that just kind of gives you a date. You can come back to your video link I'm going to send to you. It's a private link. So you can come back to that anytime you want to and watch it at your leisure and create whenever you like. So the date is really just kind of, that's when I'm going to be making sure that I send my stuff out to you. So no worries if you're not available on the date. It doesn't really mean much except kind of a deadline to get the stuff out. So I hope that makes sense. Hi, Katie and Gloria. Annie, welcome. Number 5, Debbie. Oh, yay, one more treatment. Good. And of course, I sent my card to the wrong address. So if anybody wants to send Debbie a card, you can contact me. I'll give you her address. She said it was okay to share. So let's see. Hi, Barb. Anyway, so that is one announcement I wanted to let you guys know. So bingo for July is coming up. And I have to tell you, I am already done with July's bingo. I am super excited about the cards. So here is a sneak peek for you. It is a lot of glimmer and glitz and pretty. So they're all like flowery, fun cards. So here's a little more again about bingo. It's $40 for projects. We play 4 bingo games. They're $100 prizes. If you RSVP by July 5th, you will get a free gift. And it is just a great, fun, relaxing evening. You watch the videos, we play bingo and have fun. Then I ship the kits off to you. And then you will, again, come back to the bingo and create at your leisure. And it's just a lot of fun. So, hi, Angela. How are you? Hi, Trina. Hello, Miss Olivia. Hi, Susan. I'm in California. I'm in Clovis. So welcome, welcome. I'm glad you're here. Katie, I don't know if I said hi, but hello. What else? Okay, so I don't have a sign up for my Hey Chuck class yet, but I have an announcement to make about it. Hey Chuck is back ordered, or I should say out of stock. We don't back order right now, but they are coming in July 31st. My class is July 29th. So what I've decided to do is just strictly make this class $40. You'll get, you know, all the projects. I don't think I have a sneak peek for Chuck yet, although they're all done and they're super cute. So those are all done and ready. But I will get the sign up by this weekend to you. So probably by Sunday, I'll announce it again. It'll be ready to register then. But again, it's just going to be the class fee. Normally, I try to do a purchase the bundle or suite or whatever, and then your class could be free, but there isn't one, so I'm thinking it's going to be easier to just do it this way. I will, for my Daisy class and my Hey Chuck class, I will have this class available for PDF and video link only. So I know there's a lot of people out of the country that ask about my classes. And so yes, I will be making both of those available to you. Hopefully by Sunday, they'll be up and available for purchase. So there is that for you. All right, let's see, what else do I have? I said, hey, Chuck. Oh, I have to tell you guys really quickly. I'm making sure I didn't miss anything here. Oh, well, the obvious today is free shipping. So if you are interested in anything, I have a shopping link below. And even if you go to like one of the links that's like to Paper Pumpkin or whatever, it takes you into my shop. But there is one next to the host code. You can just click on that. It takes the host code with you. But if you take it off, if your order is over 150, because you want to be the host, not me. Okay. So today is free shipping. A lot of people say, oh, I wish it was free shipping. I wish shipping wasn't so much. Today's the day. So take advantage, get your paper, get your adhesive, whatever you might need, and take advantage of free shipping. Also, let's see, the DSP special, of course, is amazing, 15% off. It says off select, but it is a lot of paper. There's a lot of paper on there that is on sale, so please do take advantage of that. And then also, of course, the join special. I would absolutely love to have you on my team. So if you are interested, there should be a link below also that says join my team. And I can answer any questions for you if you have any questions. Of course, at the top of my blog, it says join my team. You can click there and it takes you right into the document. You'll get $155 in anything that you choose. Add it to your cart. It has to be under $150, so get it as close as you can. And it's only $99. So that is a great special for June. All right, Sunday on Father's Day, my husband decided to go buy a sailboat. He's been talking about it for a long time. The man with the one that he's been looking at, it was finally back. He went out of country or something, and he finally came back. So my husband got to go and take a look at the boat. And he said, I really want this boat. If it's clean like it's supposed to be, whatever. He used to have a sailboat, so he knows all about sailing, although he hasn't sailed in a while. He went and bought it on Sunday, and we went yesterday. I love being on a boat when it's sunny. I could read a book, relax. He could fish, whatever. We used to have a wakeboard boat. We used to wakeboard. Then the kids all grew up, and we were, I can't drive and hold the flag and watch him all at the same time, and he can't do it with me. And so we decided time to give up the wakeboard boat. So we went sailing. It is not for me. So I'm on one side and he's on the other. The wind starts to pick up and the boat just totally goes up. Then it goes, he's fixing it. It goes the other way and I'm sitting in the water. And he's trying to get it to turn. There's no motor on this boat. So it is wind only. And it was windy yesterday. So we were worried about the way the sails were going, and there's strings that, I don't know if you've sailed or not, but there's ropes that are like you have to lock into these little doohickey things and then lift them up to undo them and let out the sail and pull in the sail. And then there's this thing in the middle that's like, that high, but then you have the sail about that high above that. And my husband is like, get on this side. And I have to crawl under the sail over this thing with a life jacket on. And then he's hopping back and forth over towards the end where he has to get the little thing that goes left and right. I said, you know what, I may go out again with you, but you need to practice and it needs to not be this windy. So it was scary. I was like, three times I thought for sure we were in the water. And I don't know what the big deal was, climbing back in the boat, being in the water, losing a contact lens. I don't know. It was just not for me. I'm like, let's get a regular boat. Anyway, let's move on to our project. So here is the card we're going to create today. Look how cute this card is. Look how cute. And I'm going to give you all the measurements and I'm going to put it on my blog. It's going to be simple on my blog, so don't worry. It'll all be on there. I also have an old video that has kind of the same idea. So I will show you that in a bit. So let's just get busy. So here we go. I just love this paper. At first I was like, you know, other than my grandson, I'm not quite sure who I would make this for, but it's actually super cute. We're having a birthday party for my youngest grandson, and I'm kind of thinking this would be a cute invitation because on the back, you have a lot of room. This is a 5x7, by the way, so it looks kind of big. It is a 5x7. So I'm going to tell you how we're going to make it, and I'm going to show you exactly how to cut the DSP. I did not pre-cut that. There's a few things I did prepare, but not a lot. So, and then this opens, of course, and then this lays flat, of course, and that's how it goes in your envelope. Okay, so nice and flat. Even that's really cool looking, but you want to leave some room without dimensionals on his side here, so you could pop that in there. All right, so let's get busy so I can show you what we do. We'll set that aside. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to cut our thick white cardstock, our basic white thick, okay? You want 2 pieces of 5x7, okay? This is the back one, this is the front one. So let's score the front one. I kind of waited to do all these things with you to make it a little easier. So let me move that out of the way. All right, so you are going to move your blade out of the way first off, except I need to move it in, there we go, in the track or it'll fly away. And we are going to score this at 1/2. We are going to score at 2.5. Again, don't worry, all the measurements will be on my blog. 2.5, 4.5, and then 6.5, which again, you could flip this around and do it a half because it is 5x7, but I'm just going to go to, let me lay this flat here, 6.5 right here. Oops, don't cut, use your score. All right, so there we go. So we have 1/2, 2.5, 4.5, 6.5. Okay, so there's that one. And then we have the back one. So that is your thick white cardstock, okay? Now we're gonna set this aside and we're gonna also cut basic white. All right, your basic white piece, you want to have 4x6, okay? And so this is just going to layer up on top of the back. Now you can change this up if you want. Originally, I believe this was a 5x7 also, and then this was this side. That's a lot of white, and I don't want to put that DSP on there and only see a tiny bit. You could even make this a lot smaller to see more DSP. Totally up to you. All right, so there we go. Let's move that back. So those are your white pieces of paper. I'm going to just move those over. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to bring in our DSP. So the DSP is, of course, from the Stargazing. So this is the Stargazing with all of the different paper. So there's a purplish one. You have, you know, solid colors on the back. You could just use your hole punch and create whatever planets you want in the back. You also have these gorgeous papers. There's another fully dark. This one has the like Milky Way type thing, and there's another. So again, colors that coordinate the greens with this. Look how pretty. And then this one with this. And then let's see what else there is. All right, so this one is purple and bluish. This one is kind of a pink and blue. So, and then, you know, you've got the blue stars and then the pink. So it's just, you know, whatever you want to look for. I really liked this one. So this is the one I chose. And then we're also going to use the holographic trio paper. And so this purple color paper is going to be our circle around our planet here, like a Saturn. And then we're going to use the this one here, the more holographic one. So let me show you all of them in here. This one we're going to use quite a bit. And then we have just the solid silver, but it's still like, but it doesn't have that marbly look in it like this one. We're going to use this one a bit. All right, so let's use these. And I already pulled some out, but let's first do our DSP. So when you look here, I liked the idea of having your, you know, this coming right across so I can see it in here. And then it kind of coordinates with that. So you just kind of figure out what works for you. And so we're going to cut it 7. So let's do this and see how this turns out. We're going to go to 7 because it's 5 by 7. You need one 5 by 7 piece. So let's do that first. I'm just going to do the whole thing 5 by 7 just because it pretty much uses this whole sheet of paper. Then we're going to go by 5. So 5 by 7 is my first one. So let's go by 5. All right. And then this one is also going to be, let me look, 4 3/4. So we're going to do 4 3/4. All right. So there's 4 3/4. Now we're going to, this might change around a little bit. This is going to be the outside. This is the inside. Okay. And then on the back side, I even turned this because it's okay to turn it. It looked fine. So we're going to do 6 3/4. 6 3/4. And it's going to be by 4 3/4. Okay. So now this is what we have. This one, and this one. And this is what I have left. Okay. These 2 pieces. Okay. And you could use these for planets or whatever. So, oh, sorry. This piece too. All right. So that's what we have. This is going to be on the inside front. I mean on the back. So that's going to be this one. Okay. Then on this one, I want a lot of white showing up here, but I want some dark over here just to kind of give it that look like it's getting lighter over there. But you could definitely change it up. Both of these are 4 3/4. So, you know, kind of figure out which one you like. And I'm liking this, this one for the back. I'm going to do this one for the front. All right, so we'll move that back. Let's move that over there. So now we're going to take this piece, and now it's 4 3/4, and we are going to do 3 of them at 1 3/4 and 2 at 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay, so we're going to do 1/4 first because I want this. It's going to go like this. Piece 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to do, let's start with this side because we want a lot of that. So let's go 1/4. All right, so that's the 1/4 on that side. Now I'm going to turn it around because now I want to work this way. And we're going to do 1 3/4. So 1 3/4. Again, this will all be written down. But I just wanted to show you how I cut the paper. 1 3/4. We need 3. 1 3/4. 1 3/4. And then we need that 1/4 inch again. Okay, so 1/4 inch. And now this is an extra piece. So see why I started on the other end, that piece. So I'm getting rid of the darker pieces. Okay, so now let's set up our color here. So we want the white, I want it to the right, and this one, and this one, and then we have this one over here, and this one, you can see the light color at the tip there, right there. Okay, so these are what we're going to glue onto this piece right here. All right, so let's go ahead and glue those on. I do the ends with glue. You want to make sure you glue first before you die cut, because we're going to die cut some of this. All right. All right, just kind of get that in the middle, looking good where you want it. Okay, I'm going to do the other one while I have the glue right here. Has anybody here sailed before? Oof. That was kind of, I thought it was supposed to be relaxing, but apparently not. All right, you want to make sure it's kind of, all right, looks pretty good. Now I'm going to do the center one because it's going to help me align these two up. But I'm just going to do seal, but you can do whatever you're comfortable with. Where's my mat? Oh, I was working on another card right before the video and I'm excited to finish it. But tomorrow's Record Daisy class day. All right, so here we go. I'm going to hold them both on the side. I kind of like to put this in the middle just because I want to see the white really good. Put it under. Otherwise, your white is kind of blending in. I can just see it a little bit better here. All right. There we go. Honestly, I probably should have done this before I added the ends because now they may not line up, but so I would recommend doing that first. Yes, exactly, Debbie. I'm going to show that card in a minute. The one that was this same pattern. You are right. I did do another one. All right, so that turned out actually pretty good. All right, and now our last one. And then I like to glue all my panels on and everything just so I know where everything is at and I don't accidentally put something in the wrong place. So while I'm thinking about it, so we'll do that next. So this is the card that I made for my grandson when we had that stellar set. And the, what was that called? Shimmer gold and pink gold or rose gold or whatever. I used that. And then the planets on the side, that was from the, that paper from the hydrangea set. So that is, I did that before. And I will link that here when the video's done. I'll get that linked on here so you'll have a link to it. All right. So let's see. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and bring back in my other thick piece of paper, the back side, and I'm going to go ahead and add this on there. And this one's the back. Oh, I just realized a mistake I made, and I'm going to tell you in just a minute. When I added the front paper, we're going to die cut that. So why does this feel so close? Hold on. I feel like my space is way smaller for some reason. Okay, so probably because it's a bigger card. So when you do this, you should at least run another line down the middle and maybe one here, because we're going to die cut here, and then none of this center part is going to be glued. Not a big deal because we're going to glue on top of it, but I'll show you a workaround on that. But yeah, I should have done that, but that's okay. All right, so let's add this on here. And this is actually corner to corner, so I'm just going to put this one corner. My dog is barking at my husband. All right, you just want to make sure you get it all the way up to that corner. All right, so now you have your solid piece. If you look at it, and if there's a little bit of like a sliver of white, you could bring in your trimmer and just, you know how sometimes when you cut, it's just a hair off, like that is all I need. So, and you're going to be gluing on this side, it's not a big deal. All right, so there's that. This is the back side. Now this is our back side that's going to go on here. Okay, remember it's a little bit smaller, so we can go ahead and add that too. You know what, I'm going to add that last just so I don't mess up that this is my inside. So even though it's smaller, I just want to make sure, but we're going to take this and let's go ahead and stamp this down. And what we're going to do is the three things we're using: reach for the stars. So we have the bundle, the star, the dies and the stamp set, and also the countryside corner we're going to use. Okay. So let's use this one in the back. I'm going to use your stellar on the front. And if I had a star for every time you brighten my day, I'd have an entire galaxy. So I'm going to stamp that in Memento. Get it nice and inky. And I'm just going to stamp it right about there. Okay, so that looks good. We'll set that aside. And then the other thing we will do is, let's do our sentiment. And even before doing the sentiment, we probably should have done our astronaut, because he's going to take a minute to dry, but that's okay. I have my little bucket of planets and stuff, and I'll show you what else I have that I'm going to do a couple interesting things and do a little bit of something different. I just want to make sure that's nice and clean. I'm going to put this on here, and we're going to stamp your stellar. All right. I like to put the stamps on a little bit of a bigger block, just so I can see both sides and make sure that it's straight. So we'll put that over to the side also. And now we're going to move on to our stays on. For your stays on, I would highly recommend your Stamparatus. This one has, it's a cling, so we don't need our foam. But we are going to stamp onto this paper here, and because this is slick and shiny, I want to make sure that I'm going to use stays on. And this is going to be die cut, so let's just make sure that he's on here nice and good. I'm going to move him. No, I think I'll leave him right there. All right, so we'll put him on there. All right, and now we're going to use stays on. Let me grab my cleaner here. All right, stays on, you want to clean immediately. Now, of course, you guys know I like to put an ink pad right there, usually one of our Stampin' Up. This one's a little high. my pale pink is the first one right here, petal pink, so I use that a lot. All right, so we're going to take the lid off of our Stays On. Oh, thanks you guys. I'm glad you like the card. All right, so I'm going to really make sure, and I'm doing this because my Stays On I don't use a whole lot. I did re-ink it, so it is a little bit on the darker side, which is good. But you want to make sure that you get a good impression, because this paper is kind of slick. It's not very coarse, you know. You want to make sure that you get a good impression. I'm going to lift carefully. I don't want my paper to move a lot. That looks pretty good because I just inked it, but I'm going to go one more time. Do you guys like the smell of Stays On? To me, it doesn't smell like black licorice, but it smells like candy or something. I don't know. I don't mind the smell of it, I guess I should say. All right, so I think he needs, like right there in his little, this side, right, oops, hello. I'm just gonna do them one more time, and I'm gonna make sure that I push right here. I should take my little crazy press, oh, doodad. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to move him, and he's going to dry while we're doing everything else before we die cut him. So I'm just going to move him over, but I am going to wipe off what I can, and then I'm going to clean them with my cleaner over, not where I'm working. Unless you walk on a sailboat that is big enough to have a full crew curfew. Right? Because I do watch sailboat shows, Debbie. This one, I guess, holds 4 people. I can't even imagine. But, yeah, I don't know. Don't know. I guess we'll try again. I'll try again. He's like, oh, I don't have a problem going by myself. And I'm like, well, you might be doing that. I felt bad. I thought, ooh, this will be a fun thing, you know, for us. But I don't know. It's a lot of work, and the work part doesn't scare me. It's the flying off. You can't take your ID, your phone. I mean, we have waterproof things to put stuff in, but still, I just don't think that's enough. All right. I even told my son, if you don't hear from us by 7:30, this was last night, I said, you come out looking for us at the lake. All right, so we have that part done, so that's good. Let's go ahead and watch out for this part. So what we're going to do is we are going to die cut this. So let's bring this in, and our country corner. We're going to take the 2 largest. So what you do is you take the smallest one, and you're going to put that there. Okay, so that's big enough window. Let's see, this one is going to go right here. And then we're going to cut that out. Then we're going to take both of these and cut this out. So let's do this first. I just kind of put it in the middle, right about there. And I'm just going to tape this down. And we're going to die cut that. Let me just... And I run it through twice. It's the thick cardstock and the DSP, so I just kind of run it through and then back towards me, just so I have it. All right, so you're going to be careful. We've got our, this is our removable tape. Okay, so there we go. Now you've got this piece if you want to use it for something different. And then we have this piece, so we'll take this off and this off. So this is where I told you that if you put that extra adhesive, because, I mean, it's really going to be hard to split it, but you could, see, you could split that. So you could, if it bothers you, if it's definitely, you know, separating, you could slide a glue dot in there if you wanted to. But like I said, I would just run one extra line down so it gives you that little extra, you know, adhesive to hold that right there. So now we're going to go ahead and let's score this. So we will just, while we're right here, this one is going to go like that. Okay, so this is going to be your opening. This one is going to go like this, and we're burnishing it right now for a reason, because when you put your silver on it, you don't want to be burnishing it, but you can fold it and just kind of pinch it and it'll be fine. All right, so we're going to do this. Thank you for liking and sharing and the thumbs up, you guys. I really do appreciate it. And then this one, of course, again, is going to go like this, because this is the one that's going to tuck under our astronaut. All right, so there we go. There's our bay window right there. Okay, so we'll set that aside right on. Well, let's go ahead and glue it. Oh, let's not glue it. We're gonna do the top of this first. So you want a big enough piece here. So we're gonna lay that on here, and you can push it to the end so that you can keep that piece if you want, if you need to. All right. I know sometimes this specialty paper, you want to save everything you can. I just kind of get it right to where it looks like it's even all the way around, as close as you can. I'm going to move it up a little bit. That looks good to me. So I'm going to glue that and do that, and let me die cut that out. All right, I try to die cut everything ahead of time, but there's some things, you know, I just want to show you just to make sure. Now you still have this. You could have done your astronaut on here, totally up to you, but I wanted to show you this on there, and I can use this definitely for anything else. So I will definitely keep that piece. I will even keep this piece, because those little lines too, you could probably use. So here's this is just removable Scotch tape. And I have a dispenser and it works out great. It takes me forever to use one roll of that. So, all right, so now we have this. We're gonna bring this back in, and let's bring this in. And now we're gonna glue this on here, just to give it that little added. So you'll notice on this one, remember I used the, what were those called? The diorama dies, I think they were called, diorama. And so just, you know, something for a fun, you know, opening, or something that's just a little different. I thought of the ones that were a little more hexagon, but kind of the longer, but that's too skinny and it doesn't show you a lot. And I wanted it to show me a lot. So we're gonna put glue on here. And remember, the back side of this paper is just paper, so it's like the thick white cardstock. So the glue is going to hold just fine. I start at one end. Just make sure it goes all the way up to your edges. Okay, make sure it goes flat. Turn it over. Make sure, see what your edges look like over here, because if it's way in on one and a little less on the other one, this just gives you a better idea of where you're at. So again, this kind of gives it that little, thank you, Mary. That's what I thought. I was trying to remember. Diorama. So there you go. So here's our window, like our little bay window. Now I'm going to let this dry a little bit before I pinch those. So just kind of lay it flat, make sure it's on there. Okay. Now let's move on to the planets. We are going to actually, let me take this. We're going to glue this really quick so it can sit and dry. So this is how I want it to go, right? I want the white up here. So just however you decide what you want. I do glue on anything that is a 3D motion, whatever. I want to make sure it is going to stick and stay. So I'm going to put this down. I'm going to bring this right over to the edge and right over to the edge. Okay? Right there, right there. Lay it down. Make sure you're all the way to the edge on all the sides. That way you know it's even. Okay? And now I'm going to just pick this whole thing up. Look at the back side, make sure you're even on the edges, and that looks good. So I'm going to set that over next to my astronaut so they can dry. All right, so now what I did is I brought in my paper. I did this, of course, on that foil paper that I showed you, my little world, and I want it to go around the green, because it just is so pretty. Oops, this way. Okay, so it's just, I love the colors together. So that's one there we'll fix. And then we have our earth. And then I have two small ones. And I'm not going to tell you I pulled out the dies, even though we have some great circles on here. Another great reason, even just to get the dies, if you don't, you know, like everything else, the paper and the dies are really worth it. But this, I actually have a 3/4 inch circle, and to save time, I used this versus these. But on the larger ones, I did use the bigger one because I didn't want to sit there and play with which punch was going to work. I just knew that I had that one, so I wanted to do it. I also, because they're on the front, right here, I was going to put both of them on front, but I kind of felt like the astronaut was by himself over here, so I added the little planet behind him. So I added white paper behind them. Okay. I also cut out my stars right here. Oh, my stars. Those stars, I cut them all out, so I have 7 of them because I have a 4 and a 3. Then I did the same thing for the flame. So this flame right here, there's 2 of them, but I just chose this one because that one to go on top of it, I liked this one by itself and it looked fine. So I took a small section, like something like this that I had. There was another one, like maybe this one right here has got a dark part. I just put the dark at the bottom and then the lighter at the top. But what I chose to do is I took the white, I took the color one, and I'm going to add, oops, hello, where are my tweezers? I just want to hold it. So I'm going to go right here in the inside because it doesn't have to have a lot of glue right there. And I added glue. Okay, just like that. And then I held it. And I took the white one and I put it right on top, and then I picked it up and just kind of made sure it aligned. It just kind of thickens it a little bit. Again, I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that, but because it was DSP and it's kind of thin, I didn't do it on this because I could put dimensionals on the back. And I didn't do it on this one, but I did do it on the little ones. Because I put 4 dimensionals and it was plenty to hold it, right? So I just made that one a little more secure. So we'll let that dry right there. And then I did the small ones. Same thing. Now with DSP paper, when you guys cut it, you'll notice that sometimes the white kind of shows, right? It depends on your punch. I used a punch. If I would have used the dies, I probably wouldn't have had this issue, but there's just a little bit of white right there. So of course, you guys probably know my secret of what I do, and I'll show you. These are the kinds of things I wanted to wait and show you. So we're just going to add that. It just gives a little security. And of course, I'm going to take my black pen. I'm going to set those down real quick. Let my white, let that dry a little bit. But on these, I'm going to take my black marker. This is an old one. I don't think this is my new one. I think this is my old one. And I just go around just to kind of hide the white, especially when there's a dark background. I want to just kind of, and come from the back, of course. You don't want to go this way and then accidentally get it all over your picture or your image, whatever is on here. I've done that too many times where my pen slips and then I have a black mark right across the front. I don't want that. But because it's going onto dark paper, I don't want those little white edges to show. Anything that can look a little sloppy. So I'm just going to darken them all. I didn't really need to do the earth or this one because I used my dyes and they came out really good. But because I used these with the punch, I decided, yeah, I should probably color these up a little bit. They're just a little rougher around the edges. Oops. And this one I just kind of moved, but that's okay. I'm going to lean my pen in a little bit and get that black. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So there's that one. Marcie, you lost a star. It's on the DSP. Put to the left. Ooh. My DSP. Oh, thank you. You know, yesterday I was looking for, who said that? Thank you, Melanie. I lost a star and I could not find it. And I picked up my card and it was stuck on the back of my card. I don't know how it stuck because there's no glue. It was just sitting there. But I found it and yay. So thank you very much. And then I even did this. It's white on the back. I just want to make sure that none of the white just pops up. See how it just kind of, and it's hard to tell on screen, but trust me, it just kind of makes it a richer look that, I mean, you don't even notice it. You just notice that it's not white. So if you really wanted to get crazy, you could use black dimensionals too, because you're going onto dark paper, right? All right, so let's do our spaceship. We're going to just move all that aside. I didn't need to do this. Did I do that? No, I didn't. Well, I could. No, I didn't. I think I didn't want to worry about going in between, and I couldn't see any of the white, so I was fine with that. So let's do our spaceship. So this is going to be regular paper. Put that back. We're going to just grab some white paper. We're going to do a very tiny bit of coloring, which is okay. We're going to put our spaceship in here. I think I did it sideways just in case I needed to use that paper for anything. We're going to add this here and then add this up here. There we go. Bring back in our petal pink that is so handy. I'll probably always keep that as my first color even when it goes because I use it all the time. All right, we're going to use Memento. And we are going to ink up our rocket. All right, let's bring this back in. And I like it super crisp, super dark. That's why I like to use it. Why black? Wouldn't you use a blender pen in a similar color? You could, Deborah, for sure. It's a dark background. So once you put it on here with a dark background, you really can't see it that much. But you could use it with a different color if you want to. I have just done it in black for so long that that's just what I use, but you definitely could use it. Okay, that looks really good. So we're going to leave that. Okay. We will move that. Okay. Now we're going to color this guy. And I'm using Misty Moonlight, Light and Dark, and the Smoky Slate. All right. So what I did is I took the dark. I need to open my other one so I can remember. I took this dark Smoky Slate first, and I just kind of went around, like right here, I just went around and I kind of went down the sides a little bit. And then I just kind of filled in the edges over here. Even though it's black, I filled that in a little bit. And you'll see it just kind of gets darker. It's really nice. And then I'm going to go just down the white line. You don't really want any white to show. I'm just going to color this quickly because you can do whatever color you want. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do just kind of a little U around this. And you're kind of going over the black again, but that's okay. And I think I did mostly the rest in the blues. You're going to take your light Smoky Slate and I'm going to blend the darker right here. All right, I'm just going to blend it. I'm going to blend right here a little bit. Just a little, just kind of go down the dark. And you can come out across those lines. It just, you'll see it a little bit, but not a lot. But it's going to blend with the blues too, so. All right, just kind of like that. So any of those little white lines. Then what I did is I went right across over here on these little, I made those. All right, and then I colored this in. And the outline that you'll see the white. All right, and just kind of blend in that lighter, the darker Smoky Slate. And you'll see those lines on the outside that you can do. And then blend that together. We got that and that. Okay. And then we're going to come back in with our dark Misty Moonlight. And this is where you're going to kind of, I just scribble along the outside a little bit right there. I'm going to go straight down the middle with the dark. It doesn't have to be any, doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to go down the outsides of this and under that little black thing right there. So again, I'm just going to go down. You'll see some little stitching lines right there. And I guess I could come closer. All right, so now we're going to come like that. And then so you're just kind of going over, not over all of the black, but just kind of coloring that in a little bit. Just kind of give it some little color. And then here, I just did the lines, do the lines really softly, those little lines that are right there. Just kind of add a little bit right there. And then I think that's all I did on this. And now you're going to bring in your light Misty Moonlight, and this is where you're going to see a lot of the light show up. And you're just going to kind of go there, and then you're going to come back in here. And the middle is dark, and you want to get that. All right, and just kind of blend that middle part. So you'll see that little darker shade right there. The outside is the gray. You really don't have to go over it, but you can if you want to. You could even add your darker, blue there if you wanted. Now here on the outside, all the way around is that dark. I don't go over that because it's black. I kind of leave that, so just kind of go, but I go under because that is the dark and you kind of want to blend it. I mean, obviously you can just color this any color you want. but I like to blend in the colors that I add, especially if they're the same color. So I'm just going to go over that. Okay, and then here we're going to add light down here too. And then these. And like that, since there's such a little dark blue in there and you're just kind of trying to fill it in, you don't have to keep going over it. You'll see those dark lines. Just lightly go over that. And then I also did this middle part right here, light blue. I just did 2 lines. So there we go. So that is our space shuttle there. So we will cut that out. I kind of wanted it to blend in. I kind of wanted the planets to pop. And then I just want to make sure that I've got this on there. Okay, so let's go cut that. All right. There we go. Now I just got to put it together. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to bring our card back in. Let's do the back side now. So we have this. I'm going to go ahead and add this. You could add some, like, it has this here, which is just imprint. So you could imprint, you know, like a little galaxy kind of look or whatever. You can add something on here if you wanted. I just left it that way, you know, if you want to have space to write. So let's add that on. Is this changing anybody's mind? Do you guys have this set, or is it on your list? It's actually really cute, and I think with for kids or boys, I know my grandson loves astronauts in space, and he's 4, so that's why I got it. But I actually love the paper. You could use this paper for so much. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and pinch these. You don't really have to burnish it, but just pinch them so that, oops, I have a piece of tape right there. I can feel it somewhere. Oh, okay, I think I got it. And then I have a little glue right there. I just like to make sure I get it off of there. And if you have a gum eraser, you could do that too, but most of the time it's right at the edge. It comes right off. All right, so the first thing I did is I'm going to put our astronaut on there, but I want to add adhesive to everything else while he is still drying. I should have did one ahead of time just in case, because this gets shiny, and I could use my heat tool, but you have to be super careful with that, so I'm just going to set that aside for right now. Let's go ahead and add our pieces together. So what I did is I did just across the bottom here. I need more glue in my glue gun, my bottle, I mean. So let's bring this in. Put your flame down, and then take this and just kind of put it right there. We're going to pop that whole thing up, so I'm fine. I'm going to take it and just turn it over so it can dry. And now let's take this. And now what I like to do is I'm going to get a glue dot, and I'm going to put it right here on the back of the ring. And then I'm going to take my planet. I want all these little dots and stuff towards the top. And then, let's see, such a great card. Thank you for showing us how to make this card. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. Oh, yeah, Carol, I bet he would. Thank you, Marva. I appreciate that. Okay, so I'm going to do the light part and the spots towards the top. So just kind of put that in. You just need it a little bit. I mean, it would go. There's plenty of space, but I don't want that much. I kind of like it like that. So that's that one. That's this. We have these two. So let's add our embellishments. I mean, our dimensionals. Now, speaking of embellishments, so these stars I cut out, but you could, and I almost added in addition, but I didn't like the look of it, is these. Because I thought these little silver ones would be really cute to put down, you know, put on there as like stars. Well, the smaller ones, these ones up here, these little ones. And I thought those would be really cute, but I actually prefer these because of the paper that you can use them with is just so cool, and it just, you know, goes well with it. And I like how it matched my the outside here too. So I put a lot of dimensionals on here. I just want to make sure that my planets don't go anywhere. And we'll put some on here. This one's about done here. And I put one right on there just so it is good. And this one right at the end. Okay, and then I took small ones and I put one right at the end of the flame to make sure that's good. So that's what I did there. This, let's move those. We're going to take another dimensional and you just flick it off so it's still flat, right? And I'm going to lift this up and put it right there so it doesn't go anywhere. We're going to take our small dimensionals, put them there, and then let's do those, and oh, there's one right here. There's one right there. And then we'll just cut off. Ow, ooh, ow, I just poked my finger. Don't do that because these things are so sharp. I've done that multiple times. Cut just right out of my finger. All right, so there are our planets. So we are going to move over to our astronaut. Let me die cut him. Let's hope he's dry. So we're just going to lay him here and hope. Yay! All right. So I did that because if he did have any extra, it would hopefully come off on here. And we're just going to die cut him. I want to make sure his hands and everything doesn't get cut off. And all right. I'm a little afraid to put tape on him because his helmet, it really honestly looks a little wet right there. But for sake of video, we are going to move forward. I should have done one ahead of time, but that's okay. We'll make it work. Well, there is no ink on my plates, so that's good. All right, there he is. All right, so let's take these. We'll move them down here. These are all good. But let's take our astronaut. And I'm looking for my dimensionals. Here we go. We're going to add our dimensionals on him. Ooh, let's remember. Okay, I'm trying to pick this off with not laying them down. I just don't want them to. All right, we're going to do this. Because this side of him is going to hook our little front piece. All right, so we're going to do his arm. I'm going to go down the middle. We don't want to leave this completely undone, but so this is fine. It'll hook just fine. And then this one, you just got to do carefully. Right at the foot. Go a little further down. And then I just cut that little tiny tip off, and you'll be fine. You won't see it. All right, and then for his hand, of course, I'm going to get a mini dimensional. Right there. All right, and I'm going to lay him down. And I'm just going to rub this little adhesive part off where that dimensional was, because I don't want it to stick. All right, so there we go. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put him on here, and we're going to put him all the way to the right side. So let's take our dimensionals off. Oh, I took a star in there. I saw it. Okay, hold on. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, got him. All right. All right, so we're going to do this, and we're going to move this all the way to the right-hand side. So just, like his hand is right on the edge. So I'm just going to have him right about there, because I'm going to put that planet right behind him. Okay. I'm still concerned he's wet. I don't think he is, but. All right, so now this, uh-oh, did I put it on the wrong side? No, there we go. So that will go there. This one we're going to put right behind him here, like it's just behind him. All right. Now here is where I did my spaceship first. So I'm just going to pull this in as my little trash here. Isn't this fun? I mean, once you do it. Thanks, Barb. All right, so now what I did is I took this and I just kind of went and laid it down, and I think I did it without my dimensionals taken off, but that's okay. You know what we could do? Do this. Turn it upside down. Drop it kind of where you're thinking. Open it up. Now let's drop. I haven't taken the adhesive off. Just kind of get your spacing idea. Okay, so now let's put this back on. This isn't lifted quite yet, but it will be. All right, so I'm going to move my rocket just a little bit, because I really kind of want to see that. And so you will when it's standing up. Okay, I'm going to move it around a little bit so you can see it. So I'm going to leave it like that, but I want to see the flame. So I'm going to make sure I push it up just a little bit. So I'm going to put this on, and I want it fairly close, because you don't have to go all the way out to the edges. You want to see everything, but you want it to look a little spaced out and not everything so close together. So I'm going to go like right about here. Okay. And then this one, again, this little one is, it will raise up and be easier. It just tends to be. Okay, I'm going to push the earth just a little bit, like right there. All right, and I want to see that green, so I think I'm going to turn it kind of like this. Okay, so this is how I'm going to do it. And don't forget, you can always create your own circles and your own, okay, I'm lightly going to lay that down. You know, use your blends. Use whatever. I'm going to move this up just a little bit, but I want to see that star right there, this one. So that's good right there. And now, again, I'm going to close it. And I want this to go right about there. Okay. All right, so there we go. This one we're putting in the front, right over here. Our sentiment, which I seem to have lost. Okay. Our sentiment. Does anybody see the sentiment? All right, sentiment. Where did it go? Well, we can always do another one. Okay, all right. I'm looking, nobody's writing that they see it. So let me make another one real quick because I don't know where it went. Which is okay. All right, let me just grab another one. Not the first time I've lost something, right? All right, memento. Oh, there it is. I found it. All right. I will find it. As soon as the video is over, it'll be stuck to something. All right, so let's put our dimensionals on this. You don't want to go too far out to the edge because of this bending. On the packaging. You know, I looked on the floor. I set it with the back when I glued that together, which I thought it fell down. But looking on the floor again, no, it's okay. It'll show up. All right, so we're going to go in just a bit, and then another one, and then I did 3. So you don't have to go all the way out to the edges, so don't worry about that. And then bring this in, put it right about there. Okay, so there's your page. Now let's do our, I'm going to set that down there. Let's do our stars. So I did 2, one right here, and one right here, and I did a little more glue there. Let me wipe this off. Okay, so I'm going to take a large one and put it right here. All right, so I don't push them down yet because, you know, glue will just ooze all over, no matter how little that is. All right, then I put a little one right up here. So I'll just turn that over. All right, and then I let it dry a little bit before I push them down, but any little glue that comes out the side, I try to, oh, that's That's a star on the paper that I thought was glue. Okay, so there's that. And now we're going to close it. We're going to put a larger star like right above this star. Obviously, that's not what it was like on that paper, so it just, you know, depends on your paper. But now that's going to look like 2 stars right there, which is kind of cool. All right, and then this one I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to do one right here and then one up here. So just turn them over and do a large one right there. And turn this over and do a little one right here. And of course you could add more little planets or whatever if you wanted, you know, on the front or whatever. And then where did I have the other one? Oh, over here. Next to our rocket, right about there. I would really appreciate a thumbs up, you guys. Thank you so, so much. I appreciate you watching tonight. All right, we're going to get that little bit of extra glue. None of them are pushed down yet. I just kind of put them on there. The ones on the front, the glue's probably already dried where I started. We started here, so I take the end of just something that won't stick and kind of push them down a little bit. And then that way you know the glue is not going to push out. That one was last. We'll do that last. So now they're not completely dry yet, but they are pushed down all the way instead of just floating there on top of the glue. All right, there we go. And then I did this, and like I said, I thought of adding those gold, those little gold or silver sparkly gems, but I just decided that I didn't want to do that because I really liked these stars instead. So there you go. Did it fall? Oh, great card, but I do not have the patience for all of this. Oh, Gloria, it's, you know, it's not so bad once you get going. Like I said, that, you know, you stamp this, you punch those out, you have the dies for these, all of those, and the stars. Once you kind of get an idea of what you want, you know, it's really not that bad. The only time-consuming thing really was coloring the rocket. Everything else was fairly quick. And the measurements are super easy. So when I post those on the blog tonight, you guys will have them. And a lot of the papers, like this paper is one, and then this front paper and the back paper is the same size, but you just have to, you know, cut the 3 the same and 2 the same. And I'm in Gilroy, so not that far from you. Oh, Susan, that's great. We went to the, there's a little, like a little carnival thing there that we took our granddaughter to. But we took her, I think, 2 years ago, and it was the hottest day of the year. It was terrible. But we love Gilroy and the Garlic Festival and all that. Oh, thank you, Olivia. Thanks, Melanie. What tool are you using for the stars? Deborah, I couldn't find my Take a Pick tool. It's the same idea with the sticky stuff on the end. I like to take the pick tool better because you have the sticky stuff that lasts a long time. And this one, you can see the metal through there. Like it wears down. I don't know why, but it wears down. But it does have 2 tips. But again, the metal right there, it's metal. So it doesn't really work. I mean, I have to kind of do it sideways, but I've had this a long time. It's just a jewel picker. It's called a jewel picker. But it's the same thing as except this is just rubber, and that you can, you know, replace it and have more. Oh, thank you, Debbie. I appreciate it. You're welcome, Melanie. how do you let the receiver know that this one edges goes under the arm? You know what? Because when you get it, it's going to be like this. It's going to, you know, this is going to close. And because it's bent, I mean, I don't know. I mean, you could put a little note on there that says tuck behind astronaut, like, you know, right here. But I would hope that they would know, because when they take it out of the card, it's going to go like this, and then it's going to kind of pop. And I would hope that they would know. But I would just put a little note right here, says tuck behind astronaut, and that would help. We went to the Garlic Festival back in '92, hot and fun. Oh yeah, Mary, we went, I want to say it was 2 years ago. I'm trying to remember because I was so hot. My feet just swelled. It was crazy. And we had our motorhome in the parking lot. And it was like a school day, so it wasn't very busy. So it was nice that we got to go, you know, get on everything. But, oh man, it was, and it's hot here in Clovis. It gets very hot here, but it was very warm. But of course I love their outlets. Oh, wow, Susan, you're very close. I'm in Fresno. Yes, she is in Fresno, down the street. You are welcome. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much. If you guys would share and like and subscribe and all that good stuff, I'd appreciate it. I'm working on another card that is so cute, but I have a feeling it might be in a class because it is, it's going to be a fun card. I'm excited about it. So, oh, I followed the garlic filled trucks in it. Oh, I know. Doesn't it smell good, Melanie? Do you use baby wipes to clean your stamps? 90% of the time. Yes, Linda. It depends. If I am just stamping one item like I do for the video, kind of quick stamping, then yes, I'll just take a baby wipe and just wipe it off. I have one of these like baby wipe dispensers, and so you just, you know, push it, and I only use Kirkland baby wipes. Kirkland baby wipes are from Costco, and there's no lint on them. And so those are the only ones I will use. I even bring my own when I go somewhere, because if somebody else has baby wipes, I just don't like the lint, because it will stay on your stamp and get on your project. I don't like that. Oh, Gloria, so okay, so on my, backing up to my Hey Chuck class, I don't have the sign up yet for it, but I will by Sunday. And I am only going to do by payment of the $40. Normally I try to do, you know, you purchase the suite or the bundle from me and the class is free. The problem is it's out of stock until July 31st. So it's after class. And so if I have extra cards and that's something you want to try to do, that's fine. But I'm just going to do the $40 payment because I just want to, I mean, we know it's coming in. It's in the main catalog. We know it's going to be there. It's just July 31st. And my class is the 29th. And again, that just means I get the kits out to you, the video, the PDF, that kind of thing, so that it will get to you by the I think it's the 29th. What did I say that date was? Maybe it's earlier. The 27th. The Daisy class is the 29th, but the 27th. So it's not coming until the 29th or 31st or something like that. So I know. So I'm still having the class, Gloria. It's already all planned and figured out. So just the dies will be coming. I mean, the stamp and the dies will be coming. I think the stamps are available. The dies are not. So if you want to buy the stamp set, you can. You can stamp and color, which I kind of recommend because there's going to be a lot of coloring if you want to do that. And then when you get your dies, you can cut everything out and, you know, just add your little characters. Obviously, if Hey Chuck is not a favorite of yours, you can still purchase and be part of the class, but use something else. Use one of the donkeys or the hippos or, you know, what other animal that you prefer or that you already have. You can do that too. Yeah, it is hot at the Garlic Festival. Okay, good, Gloria. Yeah, it's going to be a super fun class. and I have a special element to this class. So besides there's going to be coloring, obviously you want to color, but I'm going to give you some other options you can do too. Hi Bobette. Yeah, that one's not available. It will be though, so if you guys still want to do my class, I hope you do. Did I do a sneak peek for that? I think just that little guy right there, the little rooster. I put him on there because we're going to be doing some coloring, but it's going to be fast and fun and easy, so don't worry about that. So again, July Bingo is coming up, and I have the sneak peeks for that. It's going to be the 12th. Same thing, 4 games, 4 bingos, 4 $100 prizes. Obviously, it says in my bingo that I have to have a certain amount to go ahead with bingo because the goal here is not to lose money, right? So I know summers get busy, but normal. I haven't had any issues with my bingos making it to the number that I need to break even. So here's the sneak peeks. There's going to be a lot of fun on these cards. They're all going to be really nice cards. The one on the top is more of, it's a sympathy card, and it's got leaves on it and stuff. You can kind of see what it is. But everything else is going to be, you know, kind of a really fun card. So let's see. I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Other than that, I want to thank you guys so much. I will be here on Sunday to create another fun project for you. So hopefully we'll see you then. Don't forget to check out my blog post tomorrow. Hopefully you're subscribed to my blog, which is marciebeseckerdesigns.com, and you will get a notification in the morning about the blog post, and it will have all the measurements for this video tonight. So again, I did do one previously. I'm also going to link that video during this video so you can see it. Once this video is over, I will get that linked. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will see you on Sunday. Bye, everybody.